Good morning from beautiful Tokyo, Japan. Today's video is a very exciting one because I'm going to be walking across all of central Tokyo. Today I'm going to be following the Ginza Line all the way from Asakusa to Shibuya. It's gonna be a long day, but that's enough talking. Let's get walking and I can explain everything on the way. So as I was saying, we are starting here at stop 19 of the Ginza Line, the final stop, Asakusa Station. And this station is obviously very well known. If you've ever been to Japan, you've definitely been around here. Asakusa is basically tourist central, with the most famous thing to see being the Sensoji Temple. Now, my plan for this walk is to visit every single station here on the Ginza Line. I'm not necessarily going to be following the line exactly because, well, it's underground, so that doesn't really make sense. But I'm gonna make sure that I see every single station on this walk. So I picked up some supplies. I got my coffee, Mount Rainier. This stuff is the best. One thing to note when you're in Japan is it's really impolite to walk around and drink. And it's actually probably a good idea because if you carry this around with you, you won't be able to find a garbage anywhere. But if you just stay outside of the convenience store, then you can finish your drink, head back into the convenience store, throw out your garbage, and you're good to go. So the Ginza Line is actually the oldest subway line in all of Asia. It was completed in 1934. And because it's super old, the city of Tokyo sort of developed around that line. So pretty much every single stop has a bunch of stuff around it, so it should be good. All right, we just made it to our first, or well, I guess second stop since we started at Asakusa. And this is Tawaramachi. It's kind of on the edge of Asakusa. So it's actually a really great place to stay because you're kind of away from the hustle and bustle of Asakusa, but it's still within walking distance. And there is an APA hotel right beside the station. You can always count on APA hotels being pretty much everywhere. So as I was walking towards the next station, I happened to come across a book off, and this is a book off that I've never been to. Book off is a secondhand store that sells books, video games, other random electronics, clothes sometimes. We've got a bunch of different things. Right now is actually a really great time to buy games in Japan because the yen is so weak. So you can get things for $330, which used to be $3.30, but now I think that's like $2, $2.50 US. So really cheap. That was a nice little pit stop, but now we are back on the road. Probably shouldn't be taking quite so many breaks. This might end up taking me like 12 hours instead of the 6 that it's supposed to. But you know, the point of this walk is so that I can see things that I haven't seen before. And that was the book off that I've never seen before. All right, we have made it to our next stop, Inaricho Station. I've never been here before, and it's kind of a cool area. It actually is really pretty. There's a lot of like really nice looking apartment buildings. I feel like this is definitely a very livable area. Lots of restaurants, lots of cool shops. Let's keep on going to the next station. I think the next station might be Ueno, which is a very big station. I'm actually really excited for this next part because I get to walk through Ueno and Okachimachi and through Akihabara. So this will probably be like my favorite part of the walk. Alright, here we are. We are here at Ueno Station. Now this is technically like the JR station. The metro's actually underneath, obviously. Ueno is like one of my favorite areas here in Tokyo. It's kind of like the Shinjuku of the east side of Tokyo. It's a good place to stay too, because the station connects to so many different lines. So really convenient for getting around in Tokyo and getting around in Japan because the Shinkansen also stops at Ueno Station. This is actually one of my favorite restaurants here in Tokyo, Towa. They've got craft beer, they've got soba, and they've got udon. Really good. Even though this is a really touristy spot, there's actually a ton of affordable places to eat. So I really recommend checking out Ameyoko and especially checking out some of the side streets. I'm definitely deviating off my route quite a bit. Yeah, I'm just so distracted. I just love this area. There's always so much stuff happening. And because it's a weekend today, it's especially busy. All right, we have made it to our next stop, Ueno Kirokoji Station, which like I was saying is like a hop, skip, and a jump away from Okachimachi Station. Really cool area, lots of shopping to be done here. The Uniqlo is here, which is a really nice Uniqlo. And there's just tons of stuff around. Now, we keep walking, and we're actually gonna walk through Akihabara next. If you like walking around in the city, I think Tokyo is definitely the best place to do it because you've got the quietness on the side streets, you've got busy main streets, and it's just super, super safe. Cars will always stop for you, which is not true in Taiwan, where we currently live. All right, we have made it to our next stop, Sui Hirojo Station. So this station is sort of at like one end of Akihabara. So we're sort of at one end of Akihabara, and then we're going to be walking through Akihabara to get to our next station, which I believe is Kanda Station. This should be a fun walk. I'm sure we can find something good to eat in Akihabara. There's always lots of good and cheap food in this area, actually. Ramen really hit the spot, and it was so nice to get off of my feet for a little while because I was starting to get pretty tired, to be honest. And we are not very far through the walk. We are about 3 hours in, which means we should be halfway through, and we are definitely not halfway through. So I think I got to start picking up the pace a little bit more. I think after we get past like halfway point or the 3/4 point, it gets a little bit boring, so I think we'll be hammering through part of it. We'll see. I really want to go into one of these arcades and play some games because I haven't actually played any games since I've been back in Japan. But as I was saying before, I'm already getting quite late, so I don't think I have time to stop. Alright, we have made it to Kanda Station, and this is a very big station because it is a metro station, but it is also a JR station, and it's pretty close to Tokyo Station. I believe it's one stop on the Yamanote line. Guys, I just realized that I don't know if you can see it here, but I stained my t-shirt in a couple of spots at the ramen place. So I guess I'm gonna be walking around with the stained t-shirt all day long, or maybe I'll just like pop into a Uniqlo and buy a new t-shirt. We'll see. I feel like this is definitely a fancier area because all of the apartments are quite nice, but to be honest, it looks kind of boring. It doesn't have that Japan feel to it, so. Hey, feels like I'm back in Taiwan. They've got an S-Leet here. S-Leet is basically like the Tsutaya of Taiwan, although they have malls as well. Pretty cool store, I like it. This is definitely a fancy area. Even the 7-Eleven looks fancy. Look at that. For some reason, it's all in black. Alright, we have made it to the next station, which is Mitsukoshi Mae. And I'm assuming it's called Mitsukoshi Mae because there is a very fancy Mitsukoshi department store right here. This is like baller central for sure. I just see so many fancy people, so many fancy shops. I saw these like fancy old ladies in their kimonos and stuff. So I feel like I'm not fancy enough to belong here with my stained t-shirt. So I should probably just keep going to the next stop. So if you've ever wondered why this area is called Nihonbashi, well, it's because this is the Nihonbashi Bridge. I mean, bashi means bridge, so I guess it's just this is the Nihonbashi. The Japan Bridge. Alright, I have just made it to Nihonbashi Station, and this station is like ridiculously close to the other station. I think like the last exit of that station and the first exit of this station are basically just separated by the bridge, and that's it. So, not much to say about this area because it's the same as the last area. Alright, we just made it to Kyobashi Station, and this again just kind of feels like an extension of that Nihonbashi area. Lots of big buildings, fancy looking buildings. I feel like there's not as much shopping though here. It's more like office buildings. Still some shopping, but not quite as much as there was in Nihonbashi. I believe the next station is Ginza. Alright, we're just about in Ginza proper, and as you can see, the road is actually closed to cars. They do this on the weekends, which is really nice. So it makes it like super pedestrian friendly. Even though generally speaking I don't do too much shopping in this area, I do love walking around in Ginza. It's just a really nice area to walk around, especially on the days when they close off the street to traffic. So I'd recommend checking it out for sure. So we have made it to Ginza Station. This is the station that gives the line its name, Ginza Line. Anyways, this area, as you know probably by now, is a shopping heaven. So if you are into shopping, this is basically like the Fifth Ave of Japan. Really cool area. And they have one of the best Uniqlos in the world here. And I'm gonna go check it out because I need a new t-shirt. Alright, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that I did in fact get a new t-shirt. And it looks really good. The bad news is that it took me way longer than I thought it would. So we were already behind schedule. Now we are like super behind schedule. It's already starting to get pretty dark. Alright, we have just arrived at Shimbashi Station. And this is like probably one of the coolest places to hang out in the evenings, because there are like tons of little izakayas and bars here, so it's lots of fun. And there's not that many tourists that come to this area. It's a lot more locals, which I really like, and it gives you like a more authentic experience for sure. I think while we're in this area, I'm gonna try to stay off of the main road as much as possible and walk down some of the side streets because they're just so much more interesting, and they're nice and quiet too, which is nice. A lot of the food here is actually quite affordable as well, because like I said, it's not really a tourist spot, it's more like where locals come after work. It really gets busy at around like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. as everybody gets off work. Alright, we have made it to the next station, Taranomon Station. Sounds like some sort of Pokemon or Digimon. It is like eerily quiet here other than the cars. There's not very many people walking around here. Not the most exciting part of the walk. I'm glad that I started it in Asakusa, because I feel like if I left Shibuya and Omotesando and then it was just like this for the next while, I probably would have just given up. But since the first part was pretty fun, I felt pretty good. Alright, we have made it to the next station, Kameiki-Sano Station. I am so excited that we are almost there because I am getting so tired. My feet are killing me and it just feels like everything is taking so long. So if you're doing this walk, all the way until you get to Shimbashi was actually really great. After Shimbashi, so far, it's been not so great. Maybe just do it up to Shimbashi, then hop on the train and go to Shibuya. But I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna keep walking. So I think I'm gonna actually stop in and grab something to drink because I'm feeling a little thirsty. And I think I'm gonna be bad and get an adult drink. Which is probably not great for when you're walking this much and sweating and all that stuff, but yeah. This might sound ridiculous, but this is like the greatest Lawson ever. And the reason why is they have seats, so I can sit down. Look at this. There's chairs, there's a table. Got my drink over here. This thing is like one of my favorite drinks. Grapefruit flavor, 5% alcohol, tastes like juice. Nice. That was such a much needed break. I feel like 1,000 times better now. And now I think we're just gonna keep on going, head to the next station, G05. I have no idea what the name of the station is. I feel like we might be going towards like Akasaka possibly. We have made it to Akasaka Mitsuke Station, and at least there's more stuff around here. It's not too bad. It's still like mostly big buildings and everything, but there is a big camera, so that's kind of cool. Big camera is always good. There's an Appa Hotel. There's always an Appa Hotel by the station, so you can always count on that. And yeah, it's not bad. It's nice being around people again, because it was just like eerily quiet on that other road. This road feels like it is never ending. When will I make it to the next station? We're so close. We've got to be like 45 minutes away from Shibuya at this point only. Guys, we did it. Look, we made it. Aoyama Ichome Station. That was probably like the worst part, for sure. There was like nothing around, and it was just so far away. All the other stations have been like at least pretty close. This one just felt like we were walking forever. All right, we've only got 2 more left. I believe we've got Omotesando, and then we're there. Guys, I'm really sad because it seems I made a mistake. The next station was Omotesando and then Shibuya. There's another station before Omotesando, so I still have 3 stops. I thought it was 2 stops. Alright, we are just passing by Meiji Jingu Garden, which is also where Meiji Jingu Stadium is. And I believe that's where the Tokyo Swallows baseball team plays. It would have been super cool to see a baseball game while I was here, but unfortunately, all the tickets were sold out. Alright guys, we have done it. We've made it to the next station. This one was pretty close to the last one, so that wasn't too bad. It's Gaime Station, I believe it's called. Yeah, Gaime Station.
And I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked because I'm hardly surprised.
Alright, we made it to Omotesando Station. Not too bad, only one stop left. Heading to Shibuya, and I think it's about like a maybe 15-minute walk from here. Very excited to be done with this. My body is very tired. But I feel good. Like I feel good that I did it. Just physically I feel like I'm dead. But mentally I feel pretty good.
I knew I was different. I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken.
Alright guys, we are almost there. You can see all the bright lights of Shibuya. I'm so excited. Guys, today was a challenge. I was definitely ready to give up a couple of times, especially when it got a little boring towards the end, but I'm so happy that I persevered through and made it here. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on this journey as well. If you did, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I plan on doing some more walking videos in the future. Maybe I'll do some back home in Taipei as well. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I'm trying to get that type of wealth like a house on the hills, can't see us. Say the money still me up. Stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so